Yeah, I've been rakuing for probably about 25 years now. My introduction was in college, and I was doing a lot of high fire work, but doing odd tall forms and things like that that didn't always fit in the kiln. And I would come back to every class and find my work still sitting on the shelf waiting to be fired, and these guys doing raku, taking stuff home the same day. So I figured that's what I want to do. And I learned a little about it and have been doing it ever since. It's actually a family name in Japan, Rikyu, and it goes back to the mid-1500s. The originator, Rikyu, who started it, it was part of the tea ceremony. Whereas if a piece survived the firing, then it was deemed honor, of honor, basically, to be used for the tea ceremony. So it is still a family tradition. I don't know how many generations it's been now, but in Japan it is still done by the same family. So first of all, it's nice just to see that it's all in one piece. And the variety in the color, this is basically the oxidized color, and where it's coppery, that's the reduced color. I started throwing in 1978 in high school, and I have done some hand building, but I love working on the wheel. Most everything I do is a vessel form to start with, and then sometimes I'll do some hand building or something like that along with it. But most everything has started as a thrown form. And I just read something recently that was a Japanese top 100, a list of their top 100 famous people in Japanese society. And it was a fairly large survey. And it was surprising in the number of Americans that were there. Thomas Edison is number 3, and Katharine Hepburn is on there. But number, I think 43 or 47 below 50 was Rikyu. So he is still revered to that extent in Japanese society that 5, 6 centuries later, he's still in their top 50 famous historical figures. That's before Jesus Christ. I mean, Mother Teresa and Princess Di are before that, but even Jesus Christ was not in the top 50. And I just thought that was very surprising. I don't think many people in American culture could name a potter in their list of famous historical figures. It just doesn't exist. It's a very different culture. But that is how revered the technique of raku, the process of raku, and the tea ceremony. That's, it plays that much of an importance in Japanese culture. I took a raku class here, and then the next time I went to sign up for the raku class, I noticed that there wasn't an instructor listed. So I threw my hat in the ring and was hired on as the raku instructor. So I have taught here at the VAC, the Visual Arts Center, for going on about a year. I've done some children's classes, teaching wheel throwing, and then the adult classes teaching raku, which is what we're doing right now. There's kind of a core group of true artists here. The craftsmanship is a very high caliber. I was challenged by the stuff that I saw coming out of this group of artists, and it's a great facility. You have everything you need and much of it to be able to produce. There's quite a diverse style among all the different artists. Everybody has their own niche, rather than in some groups like this you'll find that most everyone is following the instructor. There may be one core leader and everyone else is mimicking his work in some way, and that's not the case here. There are some very talented folks doing their own thing. You will find some of the novice folks doing things that you know are difficult to do, or there's a better way to do, and yet they'll pull it off, not knowing those rules, and give you some good insights and some good input into maybe revisiting some of those basics. We have, in addition to classes, we have an open studio here where you can pay a certain fee and just have access to the studio. And many of the more established artists throughout Salem will come and do that and basically use it as an adjunct to their own studio because it is so well equipped. And with that group and the instructors and the students, it's a nice balance. And there's a lot of cooperative work where everyone's on the same level working towards the same common goal. And completely altruistic, just for the fun of it and the fact that it is, helpful, so directly helpful. Everyone seems to get behind it and get involved in it, and it's just a wonderful arts community.